All right, next question. I'm going to throw out to the guys to begin with. Do you think men are as, I'd say, expressive when it comes to issues concerning mental health?
Nope.
Why?
Not at all.
Nah, look, we're men. We keep them kind of emotions locked in. You know what I mean? Like, that's a matter of, it can be down to a matter of pride. You know, like, people don't, like, men don't like to talk about problems. We like to try and fix problems.
Yeah.
But talking about these problems now, that's a whole different ball game. You know, like, if you've got some tight brethren or like tight brothers or cousins that, you know, you can talk to, that's different. But really talking about it deep down feelings and stuff, it's not really something we like doing.
But why is that?
Girl.
It's like, in regards to talking about feelings, it's good to discuss them, but remember, in regards to a feeling, it kind of stays there, you know? So that's why a lot of people will tell you don't dwell on your certain feelings, because if you're staying in that place, that's where you're going to be. And in regards to us as men, we like to move forward and be in a productive place. If we're staying in a place where it's just all about feelings all the time, we might not be productive.
But that's what you think. You think you're staying in a place where you're moving forward, but really and truly, those emotions come out at the wrong place, at the wrong time. Have you not noticed that a lot of men just blow up for, like, I'm not going to say for no reason, but quite randomly, because they're holding in so much feelings. And not only that, the highest suicide rate is male.
Let me hit you with some stats. So 76% of suicides are men. 85% of homeless victims are men. Sorry. 70% of homicides are men. 40% of domestic abuse are men. And, you know, prison sentences, etc. So
a man gets a stronger prison sentence than a woman, right?
Yeah, more likely to.
So I guess it's all about that emotional side, and actually trying to grasp it in regards to how can a man truly express it without it kind of like tarnishing him. But at the same time, you've got to realize that the system is set up more to help women with mental health.
I was going to ask, do you feel like society contributes at all to the lack of expression?
Most definitely.
Yes.
Well, the lack of expression, do you feel like society contributes to men's kind of perception that they can't be expressive? Because I definitely feel like women are more at liberty to, you know, have these burst out with tears, whether it's laughter or pain. It's more accepted. If you see a woman crying in the street, you're more likely to console her, understand, or feel sorry for her, or identify. But when it's a man, I don't even feel like I've ever seen a man cry in public.
So
I don't know how I would even respond to that. Like, what would I do?
That's it. That's exactly it. I feel I was having this conversation with one of my friends not long ago before I went away, and we were saying that in regards to this country, it's like it's got systems in place for women and a lot of like that kind of feminist like setup. It very much has a safe haven for women. For men, we don't have it.
It's true. One of the jobs I do, like, there is actually a safe way. I think it's a safe word. Like, if you go for example, if you go to a rave or something, if you're having a problem, it can be a problem with a guy, anything. All you have to use is the safe word. But it's only women.
It's like
you just
like,
have to
can I have
pop
a Dave,
the word.
or is Dave there? Or something like that.
Yeah. And in regards to it, that's when you think about those dynamics alone, if a man hasn't even got somewhere that he can kind of turn to and be like, raw, and even down to his family, because sometimes it could be the family that he wants to turn to and kind of like express himself, his true feelings, he's still like going around to or still being teared down there. it's going to be a place where he's going to think, well, what's the point in this? You know.
So then, as men, what do you think can be done?
We need to create those safe places for men. To be honest,
There needs to be more safe places.
There's a manhood academy.
Yeah, I've seen manhood academy.
And those kind of things, it's obviously working with men, innit? And for men, as much as it's about the women, and having a woman's retreat, it's about having a manly retreat, and for the right reasons rather than the wrong. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what I love about the Manhood Academy is, although it's called the Manhood Academy, they start from
boys,
and
boys to man.
Again, like you were saying, society always puts this type of pressure on young men or young boys. Like, I've got a son myself, and a lot of people would say to children their age, "Come on, man up." Like, you can't put that type of pressure on a young person. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is man up? Am I not allowed to cry? So sometimes it's about encouraging young people to be able to show their emotions. You know what I mean?
100%.
And that they wouldn't be, pressured and judged by their emotion.
Just for what the bravery, or be forced to think that, right, I need to show out or do that. But what's I think is crucial about the Manhood Academy again is that it's men raising like younger men, and that's where when you think about the family structure with all what's going on, the breakdown of the household, if a woman's there with her children but the man's not there, what's going to happen to that child? Children need their father. As much as they need their mother, they need their father. It's a crucial thing. You need both. So in regards to that, that's where, again, if that is properly going on, I doubt the statistics would be so high as well.
If there was more volunteer services, like more services where you can pick up a phone in your local areas, not like a national number, like you got to call. I think it would help. Somewhere you can call somebody like when you're seriously down, and all you have to do is pick up a phone and talk to somebody, and maybe like you can go to this place after if you're that bad after talking to them, maybe they can actually arrange a session, a quick session, and you can actually go and talk to them.
For some people though, because they would like to see people face by face, so they can actually share that emotion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like after the phone call.
But that's what he's saying.
But it's
having the option to either call or
and then you can still go to somewhere and talk
to down to the individual and how they feel comfortable about expressing themselves, especially as men as well.
What about being local authority based?
Look, you see when it
And now we're going into a slightly different topic, innit? Because we're talking about mental health. Forget the authority side of it. But you know,
I even want
to. There's something, someone that you can go to. You know that you've got the Citizens Advice Bureau. Have somewhere where young people or men can go and just chill, like a brother circle or something.
Brother circle.
So then, quick question then: as women, do you think that we take advantage of the fact that society is set up to help us when it comes to emotions?
Yes.
Yep. She did say as women.
Naomi.
Be interested.
This is like totally down my avenue of like interest. So like, in my opinion, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because on one side, I definitely feel like I'm very embracive of the fact that I can be feminine in some situations, and in some situations, I'm like, I want to be an independent woman. I can do shit for myself, kind of thing. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. I'm sorry. But on the other side, I feel like there's an element of advantage that is taken on women because we are naturally emotional and quote unquote fragile. And I don't know, like quote unquote weak, and I use that politely, not in a negative way. So in us being emotional, we also get taken advantage of in situations that we don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't know, it's like give and take sometimes, because sometimes, like I said, I want to be fragile, but I don't want to seem like a victim. Just because I'm a woman and I'm emotional and expressive doesn't mean that I'm weak. So I don't really know how to answer that question all the time, but I don't know if I had to. I think because as a being myself, I'm very powerful. I would say I do take advantage of that situation. Like when I'm, I don't know, let's say an argument with a man, I'll just, I don't know, just cry so that he listens to me.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say that.
In little examples like that, it's like
behave submissive for no reason.
That's real though.
That happened to me today. That
It's true.
I was thinking that I took my son to the GP to register him with the GP.
Yeah.
And as I got there, the lady at the reception, I said, "Oh, I want to register my son." And the woman looked at me and said, "Oh, where's the mother?"
Why? Because you're not allowed to register.
That's the first thing that came out. I was like, okay, so
What's that got to do
to
with
my
it?
son? We just want to make sure everything is okay.
what?
Like you're living
She
in a
is not
country full
okay.
of benefits for the mother, innit? That's what it is.
No, that woman clearly,
But then
okay.
that's a good point. I do
It make it feel like men are not really.
Yeah.
present. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
maybe she's. But you know, what, maybe
Again,
it's
that's the
not just.
systematic. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
It could. You know what it is? That it could be her kind of projecting her idea of guys. Like maybe she grew up in a situation where her dad wasn't around, or her partner has now left her, so she's not used to seeing a guy.
It could be
come to do
misread,
something
yeah.
Like that for it might not even be. Do you know what I mean? It might be her just kind of throwing out her negative perceptions, even. Of,
Subconsciously, she
so
does.
exactly why she's.
Because
that
I
way
will
as a
say,
mum.
I definitely still act a bit like, oh, cute when I see a dad with his children. Because it's not something that I'm so used to seeing.
It warms the
So
heart,
it's not,
doesn't it?
So-
I wouldn't project
so-
it in a negative way the way she did, but I'm still like, oh, like.
You see, in regards to you saying, would you take advantage of it? What's the opposite of that then?
is not taking advantage. Is
So,
you know
what would you be exercising if you're not taking advantage?
balance, equality.
All
I
right.
would definitely.
Oh, is that what you were trying to get out of
What
her?
am I saying?
No, that's what I was literally just kind
What,
of
equality?
get
You want
at, because
equality?
I feel obviously when a woman's well balanced, she then kind of knows how to tap into her emotions. Like she's more in control of her emotions than her emotions.
Do you know what? It's interesting because what you're saying when you earlier said men get told this phrase like be a man. I've never had to be told to be a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get it? So I can naturally
But-
be balanced and not feel like I'm being
like,
weak.
they may not have been told
Whereas,
that, but you
yeah.
get told
But I
stop
guess-
being such a female.
Or I've been told,
Oh, yeah.
you're a big girl. You're a big girl.
You're a big girl.
Yeah.
Cry. It's just it's a matter.
But then
and
we
I
can
think
talk
it's
about the
ego as
concept
well,
of
though.
but that's more like emotional intelligence more than anything.
Oh, right.
Like are men
I looked at him
are men more emotionally intelligent than women because they know how to keep their feelings in?
And
Are
stay
all
calm and
women
stay composed.
more emotionally intelligent because they're very expressive? Like which
It's
one
a
is
good
it?
question
It depends
still.
on how. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
Man
what
like
makes us
Ollie.
up as individuals.
Different.
Isn't it?
Man like
That's,
Ollie.
that's what makes you a woman and me a
Yeah,
man.
man, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's the ex-wife.
What do you
kind of
think?
thing.
What do you think,
Yeah,
Ollie?
Yeah.
Look.
Look, he's coming to do. You know when he's
Some gems. You want to drop some gems in.
When it's stash for long.
This
processing
thing.
the information. Let's hear it. We're ready for you.
Nah, it's straightforward, man. Men
Go on.
from Mars,
Oh,
women are from Venus.
oh, that makes
Yeah, that makes
so much sense.
There's a reason for this. You know, we as men like to be strong, powerful, and keep our pride.
Yeah, but
It's
you.
very important.
Can I ask a question?
Venus is
Can I ask a
cold.
question?
No,
You
no,
see
no,
it in that
no,
situation
yeah.
where I said, for example, I would be a bit more vulnerable and let's say cry. Do men kind of almost like it when they can be like fix the situation, kind of like?
Think some men do.
I guess depending on how.
cry
All
shit,
right,
go ahead.
let me give you. Like
It makes
this.
you feel like a man.
If a man is well balanced within himself, he can pick up on. Oh no, you're just trying it. Or it's actually like you're genuine.
Okay,
You know?
So let's say guys are having an argument with your babes, and your babes can either be like, or she can be like, whoa, what? Which version do you prefer then, isn't it?
Prefer.
Which version do you want?
Because I can do both, honey. Which one you want to play? Which one? You getting one or the other? Which one is it?
I guess you like both of the babes, innit? You know.
So you want a bit of crying, a bit of shouting?
Well, to be honest, it's as long as you
Main
get
chicken
on,
side
as
chick.
long as you get on
Sorry,
with
joking.
your babes, you know. I personally, I'm like, yeah, cool.
I don't know, yeah. 'Cause
Win.
like, I'm single right now, by the way, but you know what I mean? Single. but,
team members,
there's a big but. There's a big but.
camera, like, let them know, okay?
This year, like, it's big butt, yeah. They say, like,
so you like big butts?
Boys are happy with their partner and things, and they say, happy wife, happy life.
Amen.
And you have to
say again, please, for the people in the back.
Keep your mouth shut and be like, oh, babes, whatever you need to do.
You're right, you're right.
Keep it happy.
Just be like, you're right.
And so you sometimes you might have to
looking for
take
a Nigerian man or something.
Is
that what you're saying?
Woman.
At this point, sis.
It's true, like, you know, like I'm a bit obviously, like I'm a bit of a moody kind of person, but I you know, when you have to take that. Yeah, you just gotta take it, like, and keep your mouth shut, even if you don't want to.
Boy, okay then, isn't it? Alright, so final topic of today. I don't have to say this, like, I want to say something else, but I'm not going to say it. Black China is supposedly heading over to the motherland, Nigeria.
Somebody get it going.
Hold on a minute, do you mean white China?
But it's about to be white China. So she's going over to Nigeria because she has inked a deal with White Initiatives, which is done by a girl called Denzia, to launch her own face cream. Yeah. But it's widely known that White Initiatives are bleaching products. Okay, skin lighteners, whatever you want to refer to them as.
Skin lighteners.
Listen, boy, whatever you want to call it, innit? Do you think that Black China should be denied entry to Nigeria?
Yes.
She's already been, isn't she?
I don't think she. Let's see.
No, I think this is her first visit.
No, but has a visit happened is the question.
That's what makes it worse.
Hold on, wait.
Are we being serious right now? You guys really think she should be banned from Nigeria for bleaching?
It's supposed to be this Sunday. So
Sunday is that really what we're talking about? No, but really, no, guys, no, really, though, but really, no. Let's really think about this. Are we really saying she should not be allowed to go to Nigeria?
That's what I'm asking. What do you think she should be?
Who said yes?
I said no. In regards to her going and bleaching, is there a bleaching place in Nigeria where it's like openly accepted?
No, it isn't.
So then why is it being introduced? So why should it go there?
But are people in Nigeria being arrested for selling bleaching products in their own land? Like, if you guys are allowed, like, I don't know, if I was a drug dealer, for example, and you deny me entries because in your country it's forbidden for people to sell drugs, so it makes sense. But with bleach, like, can you even prove that she is an advocate for bleach? Like, I don't know, like, how do you even, like...
It's the association, though, isn't it?
And the thing is, the thing about White Initiatives is the lady who creates it, called Denzia, you can see her before and after pictures. She's been very proud of them. Her before pictures were probably somewhere between like our skin tone, like maybe like your hand, the color of his hand, and she's now lighter than you, right? And that's why she kind of got commissioned to do the products, because supposedly her products work, and that's what she's gone from, literally, and that's what Black China's now gone to promote. So personally, do I think she should be stopped entry into Nigeria? Yes. Because for me, I understand that it happens in the country already, but what you have to understand is her coming over, she's seen as a celebrity. Exactly. She's seen as successful. People are looking up to her. Nigeria is a country where loads of countries do that, but loads of countries idolize people. Now they're gonna get gas. Oh my god, Black China uses this product. I want to look like her.
But not only that, it's the association. So look at Jamaica and the Caribbean and bleaching.
Let's be real,
people are bleaching without Black China. Black China is not going to come and convert new bleachers.
Yes,
like
she will. But that's the thing.
She would in a sense where she will have the market.
She has the influence.
And I feel like whoever is converted, these are people that I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too, like, I don't know, idealistic about it. But I just feel like whoever was going to bleach was going to bleach. Like, they're going to dislike. I don't know. Like, how much can you control? People are going to do what they want to do. Like,
Nigeria is a very volatile country when it comes to things like
and easily influenced.
Very.
Thank you.
So yeah, like, do you know it's almost £200 just for a jar of this nonsense. Now, where are people like don't get me wrong, there are wealthy people in Nigeria. There are.
But not the poor.
But not the poor.
Who's gonna come up with like the conversion rate is £195 roughly to 91,000 naira.
That ain't pocket change.
You know what I mean? So who are they expecting to buy this? Like,
but that's the thing.
Come on, man. Like, okay, as I said, there are wealthy people there, but this is taking the piss out of black people.
Exactly.
And not only that, they purposely chose Nigeria because when you start something in Nigeria, it spreads like wildfire around
that
Africa.
makes sense.
And also,
That's a good
just not to go
perspective.
back to your
Graphics and
point
things, yeah.
about, you know, if she's not really going to convert new people, that's the whole point of being an influencer. Right? Because it might not be a person who was already going to bleach. It might be a person who'll be like, actually, well, you know, I like Black China. I like how she looks. Oh, her skin tone looks even. Do you know what? Let me see what her cream is saying. So this person might not even be a real bleacher, but she has that influence. Her name carries weight.
Yeah, weight.
Do you understand? And people look up to her and think,
She's
wow.
heavily
gonna make a killing
endorsed.
off of this. Do you know why she's doing it like this? This is what the youngest Kardashian did with all her Instagram followers. Now, why isn't China doing this in LA? Because it won't work. She's going to where she knows she can make a buck.
She's an
A
Egypt.
serious buck, and it's not right. She's going to.
I actually didn't look at it like that.
to do
I'm
it.
sorry, like, why would
It's
you
not
go
right.
to your homeland?
Her first
Yeah?
visit to Nigeria to go.
She's an American, yeah, fair enough, because we all know. Let's not go into what Americans think they are or not. Yeah,
Most of them don't
but
even
that
know.
is her homeland. She's a black woman. Yeah, you're gonna go back to Africa, yeah, where it all began, and you're gonna bring your people to this whitewash. That is disgraceful. You go to your homeland, make a difference. Not the first visit to Nigeria, and then you're gonna go and try and change the color of their skin. Then you're gonna change their children's perception
of what is
of
beautiful,
who they
of
are,
what is beautiful.
of what is beautiful, and then it's gonna be a bloody
All day, every
a
day.
trickle. It's gonna be a trickle down effect.
It will be.
Black
The
and
children that ain't
beautiful.
even
It
born
will be.
yet.
It will
Yo,
be.
I'm gonna put this in here.
Yeah.
But
Tired of this shit, man.
don't go overreact when I say it. You know what Tupac said? The blacker the berry,
The sweeter the juice.
So you know, like sometimes you
But
got to remember
unfortunately,
that
the
kind of
issue
thing.
is, though, here's the thing. If we go back to the days of slavery, we go back to how slaves were separated. We then trickle down into current history with what happened in Rwanda. We go even further down, looking at colorism. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. That message has been lost.
Yeah.
People are refinding it now, which is an amazing thing. But if things like Black China going to Nigeria to promote the light wash cream, it's gonna counteract what we're all about. Do you understand? See the lady Dentsia. I was at a Mr. Easy concert last year. When she came on, the girl got booed.
Good.
She got booed, as in it was awkward. That I almost tried to clap for her because I felt that bad. I said, and I was smiling. I was like,
Them ones
"You're
there,
doing your
man.
thing." But she got booed because people know this is what she's about, and people aren't for it. So for Black China to even be like, yeah, boom, let's do it. I get for Black China, it might not even really be a bleaching thing. It might just be a money thing. It might just be like, let me just capitalize. But this capitalization you're doing, you're affecting people.
How do you feel about her getting booed though? I feel like that's a bit deep. Like,
But that's it. That's exactly it. You see, there's certain people.
because on a personal level, what if she doesn't like her
What we
skin?
need
I'm just
to-
being devil's
what-
advocate. No.
what
We're not even talking about. Sorry to cut you off. Not even talking about the product selling. As her, you said that she was of this shade and she went to transition to be lighter. If that was something that she wanted, that's in terms of like, I don't know, people do surgery
That's called self-hate.
and change. No, that can be self-hate because that my opinion of people who maybe, I don't know, change their features and stuff. But I'm not going to boo you or dislike you because you wanted to change your nose or
but
because
here's
you
the
want.
thing, there's
I'm
one
just
thing
asking of
that
it
I'm
on a
trying to-
personal
On a
level
personal
outside of the
note.
product selling.
But here's the difference, right? On a personal note, let's say I wasn't happy. I love my nose, yeah. But let's say I wasn't happy with my nose.
It's cute still.
Thank you, it is. But let's say on a personal note, yeah. Like, don't hate on my nose, innit? Yeah, I see you behind the camera. But let's say on a personal level, I don't like my nose, right? So I've got to have surgery to change my nose. That's one thing. But if I now start going around telling people, do you know what? Go change your nose. Do you know what? Your nose looks like how my nose used to look. Do you know what? You want my new nose? There's the difference. Because she did an interview where she actually said that she didn't feel beautiful and whatnot, and I feel for her if that's how you feel, innit? Yeah. But the difference is she's now going around making this product to sell to people for them to also do it.
A lot of
That
us
is
forget
the
though.
trend
Back
right
back
now.
home or in the other country, say Nigeria where she's going, there might be a different like feel and flavor of what's going on. So just like you said with the other girl, what I can't remember the name.
Dentsia?
Yeah, Dentsia. If she went and got booed, you never know. Black China might get booed. Like if they're on what. Like the blacker the berry, sweeter the juice. Yeah. Remember, within us, once we know what time it is, we're not gonna just shift like that.
Yeah.
You can see who's a op.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Serious, like they know what time it is, but it's for us, like, because we're here, we don't obviously get the feel of what's going on there sometimes, like, so.
Because they're talking about America have picked up on the whole Black China thing. Like, people are outraged. So hopefully Nigeria is outraged.
But that's what I'm saying. So again, it goes to show we're not sleeping. She's trying to look
like her child, bro. That's what it is.
What dream?
She's trying to look like her daughter.
Even the picture they've used to advertise, I'm like, who's that? I had to squint. I was like, what?
She's trying to look like her daughter. That's what it probably is. So she might think that it will bring her further in life, and that mentality, I think, just needs to be eradicated. To be honest.
But this is the problem. Like, things like this shouldn't reach Africa. Full stop. You know, like, Africa is like, it's been spoiled. The gate should be closed, isn't it? It's been spoiled enough. Yeah. So taking things like this to Africa now, what are you trying to do?
It's perpetuate the
issue. And I'm not being funny here. Like, £195.
Can't get over the price.
Seriously, for cream. What's wrong with Palmer's cocoa butter? Like, you know what I mean? Palmer's cocoa butter.
For real, still. Coconut oil.
You know the one you can get in your own back garden, like.
Cook yourself.
Coconut oil.
Bro, what you had
Seriously, like, what's wrong with standard, like, cream, man? Why you gotta do them things to yourself? Like, what's the color? What's wrong with the color of your skin? Do you really need to change the color of your skin, like, to feel better about yourself? Because once you start with the skin, what next are you gonna the color of your skin? What next are you gonna do to your body? Start snip away. Seriously, like, you gotta just be happy with yourself, like, the way you look.
The moral of this story is that be happy in the skin you're in, man. Just be happy in the skin you're in. You've been blessed with, you know, how you are. Just leave it as that.
Do you know what the actual final moral is? Nigerian immigration, don't let China come in.
Don't let.
Thank you. Block her. And thank you.
Block her. Block her.